All right, welcome back, guys. We are here today for a philosophy class to talk about normative ethics. I don't want you to get scared by the language in this section. There's some tough words, but normative ethics is not hard. The idea of normative means to norm, to create a norm for something, to create a set of rules or a system. So normative ethics is just the process of creating rules or systems for ethics, for determining what's right and what's wrong. All right. In normative ethics, there are three branches that we're going to be looking at. These are the three main branches. First branch of normative ethics is deontology. All right. All that means, big word, all it means is rules. You decide what's right or what's wrong based on the rules. You can't wear hoodies. Wearing a hoodie is wrong because the rule is you can't wear hoodies. No earbuds in the hallway. Why not? Because it's a rule. That's deontology. Everybody that has parents is probably familiar with deontology. All right, the next one is consequentialism. Consequentialism, it's there in the name. You decide what's right or what's wrong based on the consequences. You don't look at anything else. You cannot, in consequentialism, you cannot say that murder is wrong because then you're focused on the action. Consequentialism is all about the end result, and that's how governments justify all the things they do. We're not allowed to murder, but governments are allowed to wage war and kill people by the millions, and they say it's right because of the consequences, because of the outcomes of that action. All right. And then the third one is virtue ethics. Virtue ethics is based on the teachings of Aristotle. You see virtue ethics come up under a different name in a lot of Asian literature, Chinese philosophy, sometimes in Japanese and Hindu philosophy. But our version of virtue ethics comes from Aristotle's teachings. And the idea is that you judge an action based on the virtue behind that action. All right. Again, it does not matter what the action is. In virtue ethics, you'll never catch anybody saying that murder is wrong. Right? What matters is the virtue that you have in your heart when you commit the murder. So I could totally justify it. I could say that I'm going to kill this guy because he's a threat to society. So the virtue that's in my heart is to protect others. And there we go. Murder is okay. And it's neat to look at these because you can approach any situation, any action you take, any moral dilemma through these three different routes, and you could get very different answers. Deontology. Hi, Paxton. How's it going? Have you done the reading yet, Paxton? Watch this. He's going to say no. Are you afraid to answer, Paxton? All right. So it's cool because we might take give me a scenario where you might do something wrong. Let's talk about the earbuds one, right? You're not supposed to have earbuds in the hallway. Well, then you've got to ask yourself as a student, yeah, right, read it 5 times. As a student, you ask yourself, should I wear earbuds in the hallway? Is that an immoral action? Now, if I'm a deontologist, I'm going to say, yes, it is immoral to wear earbuds. Why? Because that's the rule. If I'm a consequentialist, then I don't have to worry about what the principles say. I'm not worried about the rule. What I'm worried about is the outcome. So is the outcome positive or negative? If the outcome of me wearing earbuds is nothing's going to happen, then as a consequentialist, there's nothing wrong with wearing earbuds. I'm not saying that I should. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with it. For virtue ethics, you got to think about your motivation. All right, should I wear earbuds in the hallway? What's my motivation for wearing them in the hallway? Is it because I'm a jerk and I like sticking to the principles? Then it would be morally wrong to wear the earbuds. Am I wearing the earbuds because I'm really depressed and things aren't going well at home and I need to shut the world out for a few minutes? Then virtue ethics says that there's nothing wrong at all with wearing the earbuds. So 3 very different approaches, and you can create some really cool arguments about what's right and what's wrong. And that's what I want to get into later on. I want to get into those arguments, and I want you to think about those different approaches. When you say something is wrong, you need to think about why you're saying it's wrong, and you need to come up with an argument that relates to one of those 3 aspects of normative ethics. All right, I'm going to pause for a minute, see if there are any questions that come up. Paxton or anybody else who's watching, do you have any questions about these 3 approaches to normative ethics? relax and says that it's okay for him to wear earbuds because he doesn't care. Now, if I'm looking at virtue ethics, that apathy, not caring about others, that would suggest that wearing earbuds is the immoral action. All right, if there aren't any more questions, I'm going to get out of here, get back to some grading a little bit. You guys take care. Have a good afternoon. Do your reading. You'll get way behind if you don't do the reading. Today's reading should have been really, really easy. And I'll post a discussion assignment hopefully tomorrow afternoon. If not, I'll post it Friday morning for you guys to get on there and discuss these approaches to normative ethics. All right, you guys take care.